My name's Henry, and I'm one of the lucky finalists who was chosen to take part in the Husqvarna Automower Challenge. So about 3 weeks ago we had our Husqvarna Automower engineer come to install our Automower. And I'd like to cover off a little bit about how life has been since the installation. So one of the big things we've come to recognise is the time that you can actually save by having an Automower. So for us, we used to spend around about an hour and a half a week mowing the front and back lawns. Now, obviously an hour to an hour and a half is not as much time as some people with much larger lawns, but for us, that time is quite valuable with 2 small children. You know, we can spend that either crafting or going out, having a walk, or spending time with them rather than mowing the lawn. I do obviously miss mowing the lawn and listening to some music and enjoying that time, but for me, this time with my family is much more valuable. So I think that's the biggest thing and the biggest valuable piece that I've got from the Automower so far. So one of the main things that we've found as well is in regards to actually maintenance. So currently we've had to spend 0 time maintaining the Automower. We can actually control it via our watch or our mobile phones. We can allow it to do whatever it needs to do when it needs to do it by means of setting timers, weather timers, and actually letting it decide on what it needs to cut. So I think all the actual onus over actually managing the Automower is taken away from us and given to it. So one of the other reasons why I like the Automower is about the maintenance and management of the device. So I can use my Apple Watch, I can use my iPhone, and I don't even need to be anywhere near it to be able to do things like change the cutting height, make it go into charging mode, return it to base. It doesn't matter, I can be anywhere in the world and just use the signal to actually send out to the device. So I can do things like set the security settings, I can activate different weather timers, I can set it to only mow the lawn at 2 AM in the morning if I wanted. And I can do all of that from the comfort of my home, my sofa, even from an aeroplane seat. And I think that's one thing that makes it very, very easy to use. Not only is the Automower super easy anyway, but with the ability of having the App Connect service on that, it just transforms it from being a Automower that's very easy to use to a very high-tech connected service. So how's life with 2 children and an Automower? I think that was one of the big things that I was slightly worried about. Having 2 children under 2, it was a slight concern when they were going to be playing in the same garden as the Automower. And I think my security and my concerns were basically alleviated pretty much immediately. The acceptance of the Automower and its boundaries really was quite immediate from my children, but I think the great thing that comes from Husqvarna is that they've put in all the safety and security measures that you would ever need. Not only does it stop when it hits an object, but I think one of the biggest things that really set my mind at ease was in regards to the retracting cutting blades. So even if it came into contact with a small toy or anything like that, I think the great thing is that these retractable cutting blades will move back and not cause any injury. I think the big thing between the Automower from Husqvarna and other competitors out there is that most competitors out there have a fixed blade. So if they run over something, it causes extreme damage. So I think the great thing that comes from that is the safety and the knowledge that I don't need to worry about the Automower being in the same vicinity as my children. So I think there's quite an acceptance of robotic services and automated services by younger children. So your home hoovering services and your Automowers. I think the great thing is that younger children are quite accepting of that, and they're not too concerned about, why is this doing this, where is this going, do I need to worry about it. I think the great thing is that they're quite embracive of that. So one of the other great things with the Automower is the actual cost of running it is extremely cheap. So the great thing is that it just goes off to its charging bay and runs on a trickle charge for about an hour and a half. And that allows for about a 3-hour cut we've found. So we may only need about 1 or 2 cuts every few days at this moment in time while the grass isn't growing so fast. It will need more as we go along through the season, but I do see that as being probably maybe once, twice a day maximum. And the great thing is that so far over a 2-3 week period we've only used about 40 pence worth of electricity, and that's cutting every day, 24 hours a day, apart from charge times, just to allow the automower to just bed in and understand on exactly where its map of the garden is due to its GPS service. It just needs to start learning a little bit more than what maybe the 300 series may do without GPS. So I think the great thing there is that what you may be able to do is running a small solar panel off the back of that. So actually you could end up with a full 100% eco service. I think that's what I'm aiming to do later on this summer. So we're really loving having the Automower as part of our family, and our children are enjoying every single day with him. And what we're wanting to do is bring you a series of videos to show you how the experience is over that time, from right now through to summer, through to winter, and give you regular updates on exactly what it's like to live with an Automower, not only from the good, but also as well the bad. Obviously I'd love to send out my thanks to Husqvarna for letting me take part in this challenge. I'm really excited to see how things go over the summer and the winter period. So thank you, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.